in the Battle of Ukraine is actually using hypersonic drones to hit targets inside Ukraine. To be hypersonic, you have to go faster than Mach 5. Anything faster than 5 times the speed of sound is called hypersonic. And so the Russians are now fielding hypersonic drones in warfare. But you see, this is something just in the last few months. These sightings, they go back decades into the past, with objects executing these gyrations decades ago. And that's why you have to take them seriously.
It's a dystopian future where we're going to be coerced into owning nothing and being happy, and we're not going to be able to stockpile or prepare because the government's going to steal all our stuff when it all hits the fan. Probably, but on the flip side of that, here's what I have to say about anybody who's worried about the government confiscating your stuff when it all hits the fan. I think that you're going to be at a greater risk of being subjugated to the tyranny of municipal governments.
Was an actual skinwalker caught on camera in Amarillo, Texas. City officials in Amarillo, Texas are asking for help identifying a strange figure seen on a surveillance camera at the Amarillo Zoo. KFDA reports security cameras captured the image around 1:25 a.m. on May 21st inside a perimeter fence at the Amarillo Zoo. City officials said there was no signs of vandalism or attempted entry into the zoo, and no animals or people were harmed. Now, the city is encouraging the public to submit ideas for what this figure could be. We just want to let the Amarillo community have some fun with this, said City of Amarillo, Director of Parks and Recreation. Are we looking at an actual picture of a skinwalker? Skinwalkers are said to have heads like a wolf and are able to transform from a wolf to a person at will. If you look closely at this, it looks like there's a wolf head. It looks like hands, and it looks like feet. It looks like it's in the middle of a walk. Now, what I want to know is, where is the rest of the footage? If this figure was seen on surveillance camera, well, then they should have more frames of this thing walking and moving. Where is it? So what do you think about this picture?
Who would be crazy enough to build their house on top of a blood sacrifice altar? And he said, well, Rockefeller was. Jekyll Island is where the Federal Reserve banking system was birthed and conceived. And at one time when it was functioning in the 1900s up to the 20s and 30s, some say 1/3, some say 2/3 of the world's wealth would vacation on that island. It was the highest conglomeration of wealth.
Bursts of radio radiation, most of them are irregular. They burst once in a millisecond and then they're gone forever. But recently in the Chinese radio telescope, they were able to show that their bursts are periodic. And some people are saying maybe, just maybe, there's a reason for that. You see, if you were an alien civilization and you want to have a coming out party, so to speak, wouldn't you want to advertise to the entire universe that you have come of age? And that's what these bursts of radiation can do. They will eventually permeate the entire universe. Now, if that sounds crazy to you, just realize that even on the Earth, astronomers about 2 years from now will celebrate the fact that 50 years ago we sent a message saying that we have come of age. Carl Sagan was the one who famously got this information together about who we are, and they broadcasted it to the heavens so that some alien civilization will pick it up and perhaps encounter us and say, hi, we picked up your invitation for your coming out party.
The majority of our rights are going to be forfeited willingly. You know, when you use your phone, when you use GPS, when you use Google Maps, you are giving up your location. Most people give more information on social media than will ever be conceded in a government survey.
In the universe, well, we might be now getting some answers. For the first time in 50 years, US military officials have gone before a Congress hearing.
It was the videos that were impossible to ignore, and so were the witnesses, released by the military in 2020.
As it pertains to having your data taken is relevant, but a lot of that is being, given up. We're giving it up voluntarily, more so than it's being extracted from us involuntarily, if that makes any sense. anyways, just my 2 cents. So I wouldn't worry about it unless you're a big player. But if you are a farmer, if you are a homesteader, you know, somebody who has substantial resources under your belt and the ability to grow large amounts of food, then yeah, I would prepare to have the government come knocking at your door if things get really bad and we move into a full-on wartime economy because Iran and Israel start fighting and China and US